And we are back to this vest. You saw in my last crochet video, one of my previous crochet videos, I made this vest and I didn't like it. I didn't weave in any of the ends because I knew I was gonna take it apart and I'm gonna do that. So in today's video, I do wanna show you the process of me taking this into something that I'm actually gonna wear. First off, cropping it. I'm gonna crop it so it's this size, okay? This one just doesn't want to stay tucked in. I'm also going to be putting some trim on the bottom. I'm gonna take the side panels off. I have white yarn somewhere. I bought this white yarn. It is the Red Heart white yarn. Also, if you haven't already realized, this is the Red Heart all-in-one granny square yarn. Also, this is the granny square pattern that I wrote that I find works best with this yarn. So I had bought this to weave in the ends of this original project, and I was like planning on, you know, putting the finishing touches and like putting a little border and stuff, and then I quickly realized I don't like it, so I wasn't gonna put that effort in when I knew I was gonna tear it apart anyway. This is gonna be the border. I'm going to take the sides off, and for the sides I'm going to just do a granny stitch in this white. And for the shoulders, I'm not too sure if I'm going to leave them yet. I don't know. I might and I might not. If I decide I don't want to, then granny stitches up here with this white. We'll see. I think I might leave them because I do kind of like that. I like this size a lot better. I just... Ugh. This was the original fit. I just don't like how it fits. It looks like a life jacket. Life jacket. If you want to know more about how I put this together, you know, and the layout and all that, I will link a video somewhere here of me making this original one, you know, and then proceeding not to like it. And now you're here watching this video of me hopefully making it into something that I'm gonna actually want to wear. Yeah, hopefully that works out. Without further ado, I'm just gonna get into cutting this whole bottom row off, cutting the sides off, figuring out if I want to keep the layout as is, if I want to switch it up, if I want the front and the back and the front, who knows yet, but that's what I'm doing. Totoro, stop making biscuits. I need it. Are you gonna help me take it apart? No, I just want you to make the biscuits. Okay, so where we last left off, you saw me trying this on and me really just not liking how it fit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and troubleshoot it and make it into something that I'll actually wear. And guess what? If that doesn't work out, I'm just going to use the squares for the cardigan. So it's fine. What I'm thinking is I do like the blue colors, but I really like these colors a little bit more. So I think what I'm going to do for the front half, I want it to be 2 by 3. I think that's what I'm going for. Might leave the shoulders. I don't know what I'm going to do with those yet. The shoulders didn't bother me. It was this area that bothered me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it apart here, and then I'm going to take the sides off of. So this is what the front panel is going to look like. It's going to look like this layout. And then on the back, what's fun is that like this could be it, or this could be it, or this could be it, or that could be it. So I have a lot more options. We'll have to take it off on the shoulders because I don't like this layout. I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna do this layout. So you get just as much blue as much red. I think that's good. So I'm gonna cut this up, you know, see where this goes. Okay, so voiceover Michelle here because I accidentally recorded some of this video on the wrong setting of my camera, and pretty much no audio was recorded. It was also recorded in a slow motion. There's no audio. So here I am letting you know what I'm doing. So this is what it looks like when I've cropped it. I think it looks okay at this point, because it is future Michelle now and I know what I end up doing, so I'm trying to figure out how to say things. This is what the fit is. I kind of like it. I actually used this vest right here as the template because I really liked how this fit, and I feel like it's the same size. So at this point, I was trying to figure out how wide I should make the sides of this vest be, so then that way it can fit me the way I want it to fit. All right, so I did 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of granny stitches because this was too wide on the side. That's why I took it off. Figure if I do half and half on the other side, that'll be the correct amount. I did try it on just to give it a little test, and it is a little big, but I wasn't wearing like the same shirt that I'd be wearing underneath it, so I have to keep that in mind as well. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to cut the end of this, do the exact same thing on the other side, and then attach both sides together. There we have it. I sewed this side together and I sewed this side together. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do the bottom. I think what I'm gonna do for the bottom is I'm gonna add one layer of white, just like this, of granny stitches around, and then I'm gonna do ribbing on it. I think the ribbing is gonna be quite long. Like this ribbing on the bottom is very short. I think I'm gonna like double it. Like I'm gonna go extreme on the ribbing, so then that way I know. Totoro, I'm filming Totoro, gosh. Anyways, I'm now going to just do some granny stitches on the bottom. I think 1 row or 2 rows. I'm gonna do 1 row, see how it looks. If I wanna do 2, then I'll do 2, but then that would be like 3. You know what I mean? Like this is kind of technically 1. 1 would be good, just to even it out, right? Because like you see like that space and everything, just to kind of like even it out a little bit, and then do a bunch of ribbing on the bottom. And I think that might be it for today. I have to figure out what I wanna do for the shoulder straps, these things. I don't know if I want to leave them like that or do some like granny stitches. I don't know yet, so we'll have to see how it goes. Okay, so I just finished doing some granny stitches on the bottom. I think I'm just going to do 1 row because now it's like going to be like this far down with a bunch of white ribbing, so I don't want it to be too much. I think I am going to leave these as the top because I think they're cute. And the only thing is that if I would make them smaller, that would mean this part here would be wider and it would be like this, because I couldn't start the sleeve over here and I don't want to do like a weird angle sleeve. So I think I'm just going to leave these. I think that's fine. But now I'm going to start the ribbing on the bottom. Might finish today, might finish it tomorrow. But you know, I want to see if this works or not. And if it doesn't work, that's okay. Voiceover again, because I filmed this also in the wrong setting. This is what I get for using a fancy new camera instead of just using my iPhone in the mirror. Anyways, we're moving on. I did the ribbing on half of it, and then I quickly realized I don't like it. Like, I just don't like how it fits. I don't like how it looks. It's giving the exact same shape that the last one did. I don't know. I didn't really care for this either. So my next idea was, I thought that maybe if I do something with the top squares and kind of make it like a 2 on top and then 3 on the bottom, I think that would look kind of good. So that was the idea that I was gonna go for. And yeah, that was my idea at the time. So after I was talking to you, when I was standing up and showing you, this was kind of the envision. Tried it on, hated it. Hated it? I hated it more than what it looked like. So this is the new plan. I'm taking the ribbing off. I'm taking this off. I'm pretty much taking this whole entire thing apart. Trapper! Because what I'm gonna do, I'll just kind of show you like this. I'm going to cut this in half. One's gonna go to one side of me and the other's gonna go to the other side. Then I'm going to take this, I'm adding 2 side pieces on it, just like this. And then I'm gonna add 2 side pieces onto the other side. And then I'm gonna have 3 pieces in the back, like 1, 2, 3. I think that's the plan. Then I'm going to do some, like the granny stitches, such as this, along, either I'm going to do it along the border or I'm just going to do single crochets. I basically have to take everything apart that I just did. That's where I am right now. Let me just tell you something. I kind of thought that this was just going to be a quick, easy project. I was going to put it out on Wednesday. It was going to be like a 9 to 10, 12 max minute video. That's obviously not happening. If you're watching this video is probably over 20 minutes long because I've diverted from the plan so many times. I think this is actually a really good idea and I'm really excited. Like, I'm so excited for this new idea. The last hour I've just been staring at it and I'm like, I don't know how to make it work. I just don't like it. But now I see the vision. I can see it happening. Also, what I might do to save time is like this piece here. I just make that the back piece and then add 3 more pieces and then I don't gotta attach anymore. Like, I don't have to undo this. So I think that's a good idea to save time. But everything else, like, I'm gonna need all these pieces again that I thought I wasn't gonna need. I'm gonna need. But I'm very excited for this. I just have to take all this off. So, fun times. Again, like I mentioned the last time, please take photos of your projects because you might get turned around, and I did, and I thought I made a big oopsie and I was not going to be pleased. But then I figured out, because look, this is supposed to be the top and this is supposed to be the bottom. And then these two colors are supposed to be here. But here's the thing. If I go like this, that pink one is still the top. The red one's still the bottom, but these are opposite and they need to be flipped. So when I was trying to put this, I'm like, well, that works. But then these two colors are all gonna touch. And I can't have that. That's the two the same color. And I was kind of panicking. And then I realized that it goes this way because now the colors are not. And it works over here too. Okay, so everything is lined up. My next step, I'm going to be attaching this side together. I'm going to be attaching this side together. And then what I was thinking, and honestly, maybe that was the whole reason I didn't like the fit. When this gets folded over, if I sew this like that, there isn't gonna be there's not gonna be one on the shoulder. So say if I put this on the shoulder, it would kind of go like that. I think that the shoulder piece is what was messing me up, and what I didn't like about my original version was the shoulder. So what I want to do is I want to put the sides together, and then I just want to like clip the top and see if I like that fit, and then also clip it with this and see if I like that fit, and we'll see which one I like better. I was just about to start working. Totoro. She's not looking at me. She's acting like I don't exist, so I don't move her, even though like I was just about to start sewing this up. Just a little baby. Okay, you can stay for now. Okay, so this is how this fits, and this is without the shoulder. It's just the back is completely attached onto the front. So that's what that's looking like. I think the armholes are just a little bit small, and now I'm going to attach a square on the shoulders, and we'll see what I like better. You know what? The shoulders, I actually like the shoulder piece. I didn't think I was gonna like the shoulder piece, but I think it looks pretty good. Also, this is what my hair looks like before I straighten it or do anything with it. Yeah, I think I am gonna go with the shoulders. It lowers it a little bit. I think that looks pretty good. I think it looks so much better. All I had to do was just take out the middle part. If I would have just taken out the middle part, wouldn't have had to go through all the fuss but doing everything else, and it would have been fine. Oh, what I put myself through for art. I finished sewing everything together, well, attaching everything together. And now I'm going to be doing the ribbing. Don't know if I want to do ribbing on the bottom yet. I am going to do some type of trim. Might just be a single crochet. Might also just be a granny stitch, just to, you know, make the ends look nicer. And I'm also not too sure what I'm going to do with the sleeves yet. Again, I think I might just do 1 or 2 rows of single crochets just for that. No, I want to do ribbing on the inside. So what I want to do is the ribbing first, try it on, see what I like about it. If I like the ribbing on the inside and I want to do it for the bottom, then I'll do that. But I don't think I am going to do it for the bottom because I don't think I want to. There's a certain vibe I'm going for, and I just don't think the ribbing on the bottom is what I'm looking for. Definitely need it for the inside because just the way it sits on me, it's very open now in the middle, and I don't want it to be so open. That's why I think adding the ribbing is a good idea, because yes, I could do some like granny stitches, but I don't know. I feel like the ribbing makes it look a little bit more professional, maybe. Maybe I'll do half the ribbing, try it on, see if I like it, and if I don't like it, then I'll go back to the drawing board, but if I do, then I'll do the other side. But I have to see what it looks like first before I can make a judgment call on what I should do. So I like the ribbing. I tried it on last night. I think it looks good. I'm already working on the other side. To remember to add buttonholes, I put these little clips, and I think I spaced them out about 4 inches apart. So how to make the hole that I put my button in is I will do a single crochet into the very first stitch, and then I will chain 1, chain 2, and that means I'm skipping a crochet, skipping another crochet. So that's the chain, that's the crochet, and then I come back over here, and then I do my single crochet, and then my other single crochet, and then when I work back, I'll just do, you know, the normal crochet in each one of those, so there's still 5. That's why I put these 2 chains, is so then that way I can crochet into those chains, and then I'll still have 5 single crochets down for my ribbon. I hope that makes sense. Finished doing the bottom, and I finished doing the sleeves, the arm openings, and for both of them I just did 2 rows of single crochet. Now I have to weave in the ends. This is where the beauty of these
granny squares come in, because the only things I have to weave in where I connected them together, where I started it, and where I ended it. And that's it. Otherwise, I would have to weave in an end for here, an end for here, this an end, and of course that an end for each and every one of these squares, because I'm one of those people who just kind of forget to weave in my ends as I go. I also don't weave in my ends as I go because I make too many mistakes, and could you imagine me having to take everything always apart and having to unweave in all those ends? I weave the ends in one time, and that is when I am done the project. I finally got the project done, and so now I head to Fabric Land because I want to find some buttons. I am looking for some really cute kind of flowery buttons. I don't know, that's just the vibe that I want for the buttons on this project. Is just cute little flowers. They did have a few options, but in the end there was only one that really caught my eye. Not these ones. I found better ones. Just got home and these are the buttons that I ended up picking. They are a little bit on the blue-gray side. I think they're adorable, and if I come across even cuter buttons, I mean, they're buttons, I can easily replace them. But these ones are so cute that if I do end up replacing them, I will definitely use these for something.
How much better does this look, okay? And I had to go through all that trouble, spent countless hours taking the whole thing apart just to realize I had to just take out 3 squares in the middle. I only had to take 3 squares out in the middle, but no. I had to go above and beyond and try a bunch of different things only to realize I only had to take out 3 squares. But here we are, I did it, okay? Why wasn't this advertised? This is cute. This is adorable. I will wear this now. Night and day difference. Okay, night and day. Do you see how cute this is? And also, do you see how cute these little buttons are? I wasn't too sure about them, but like the coloring of them. But I think they're so cute. And my one problem with the buttons is that I thought they weren't going to be not a showstopper, but I didn't think that they would be very visible, and they're very visible. You can see the buttons because it was such a clear button against the white. I'm like, how's it gonna show up? And you know what? If it was more white, the button, I don't think it would look as good, but because it has that little hint of gray and blue in it, I think it looks good. I know, I'm going on about buttons and not that project itself. The other little thing is this little thing just doesn't wanna stay down. Oh well. I did give this a good steam. Honestly, steaming your projects, do it. Invest in a steamer. I think you can get them for $30, $40 at Walmart. That's, I think, where mine came from. I got it as a gift. For anyone thinking, is that a great gift? It is. It is a great gift if you want a steamer. But come on, do you see the difference? Should I do a side-by-side? Do you see the side-by-side? Do you see the difference? The only thing I did different was just take out 3 in the middle. The back is the same. I didn't have to touch the back, and yet I did. 3x3 on the back is okay. And then at one point, I thought maybe the shoulders were the problem, and I wasn't gonna add the shoulders, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just add those shoulders in. Perfect. One thing that I didn't really realize until the other day is I think I should have done this a little bit different. What I think I should have done for the front is I should have done a warm, a cool, a warm tone, and then this one I should have done the opposite where it was a cool, a warm, a cool. I didn't really discover that fact until I already put the ribbing on, so. Can you believe that this is the same vest minus 3 squares from the other day being 2-3 weeks ago? But can you believe this is the same vest? Come on. And even the sides, I kept the sides the same. The trouble I went through to take things all apart just to realize 3 squares. I know I keep mentioning that. This could have been the easiest project ever if I only really thought about it. But again, I did think that I could do this, which this is still cute, and you could do a bunch of ribbing on the bottom. Don't even think about it, Michelle. You like the vest it is. You don't need to crop it. I'm not cropping it. I'm very happy with the outcome. I can't believe that all I had to do was take 3 squares. So for the pattern, you basically follow the exact same outline of the pattern. Just don't put 3 squares in the center and make it an open vest. So this one looks open now. The cutest little buttons, okay? Look at that, that is cute. What's so strange is when I do this is technically the same amount of width and length as the last project, but because I don't have those squares here, it feels lighter, it feels smaller, it doesn't feel like I'm wearing a potato sack. You know what I mean? This works. It's so weird when you think about it, because me wearing it exactly like this, where are those squares? Let me show you how much of an optical illusion this is in my mind. Okay, me wearing it like this, I feel comfortable in this. I feel good in this. I feel like this is proportionate. See the square? It's the same width, except it's just without the middle square. Like, look at that. How did just taking a middle square out make it look good? All right, so let's kind of like get into some things about it. First off, I don't know how long it took me to make. Well, I made all the squares for the previous video, which I didn't write down how many squares, how long that took me to make. So I did that. And then I had to take this apart, build it back up. Didn't like it. I actually got to the point where I was doing the ribbing on the bottom. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do something else. Took it apart, redid it, didn't like that, and then came to this conclusion. Again, this project is to save you at home the hassle of figuring out how to make this and trying it 1,000 different ways like I did, only to realize you had to take 3 squares out in the middle. Now, what I did is I just did ribbing on this. I went up and then I went around, and for the ribbing, I think I did 5 stitches out, and I only did 2 skips, so then that way it doesn't cinch in. The more skips you do, so like the more slip stitches in between these rows, the more cinched in it will get. And usually I do that for projects like that are bigger. I didn't do that because I wanted to be more flat. Then at the bottom, I was kind of thinking either I wanted to do ribbing at the bottom, but what I ended up doing is I just did 2 rows of single crochets, and I also did 2 rows of single crochets around here as well, because I think that if I were to have done the granny stitch or I would have done ribbing, I think it would have like come out a little bit too far, and again, I don't want to look like a football player. That's what it looks like. I think that looks really, really good. Now, the reason why I did the single crochets is because sometimes between these granny stitches, there was kind of like a little indent, and so I feel like doing these single crochets kind of straightened that out a little bit. So the back is the same dimensions as the pattern photo on the yarn. It was just 3x3, and I like the 3x3s because this one here in the middle, it has a place for my neck to sit, and that way things aren't too like bunched up, and that also gives me room to do the ribbing. Having that extra square in the middle of my back, it gives me more neck room, because I've done it before, like my earlier projects where I didn't leave that neck room, and it's uncomfortable when it comes to the ribbing, right? I don't want it to be very bulky, right? I want it to be comfortable. I am in awe of how cute this looks. Like, I am so ready to wear this out of the house. The other one, not so much. I also think that this would be adorable if you did those little ties, the little bow ties that you would connect one piece of yarn here, and you could tie it in the center if you don't want to go the button option. Also, you don't even have to put buttons. Just the vest being open is also super cute. Like that's the thing, is that the packaging should have done this, but then again, I get it. It's for more beginner crocheters who might not be comfortable with doing ribbing and making a vest like this, you know, because it's just a bunch of squares sewn together. I see the simplicity of that, but I don't like it. It's crazy how this fits me, because if you think about it, the shoulders, it's the same distance, and yet the shoulders don't look massive on me. Everything just looks proportionate, and that is what I want with this project. That sums up this project. I hope you've learned something like I have. I took it apart too many times, and I did end up with a result that I really like. So that's another thing with crocheting. Remember, you can always take it apart and redo it. I think that does it for this video. If you're new to my channel, like sewing, thrifting, crochet, why not hit the subscribe button? You can follow me on my Instagram and my TikTok, and of course, my Patreon, where I post my tapestry grid projects. I think that does it for this video, so y'all have a good day now.